Hi, thanks for giving me this opportunity to share my feelings and thoughts with you on the occasion of 8th March, the International Socialist Women's Liberation Movement. Why do I call it socialist? Because it was by the socialist women in the beginning of the 20th century, in their Congress in 1910 in Copenhagen, that the International Socialist Women's Liberation Movement proposed and voted on that 8th March becomes the International Women's Liberation Day, commemorating the textile workers in New York who died in the factories. Later on, in 1970s, the UN decided to adopt this day as the International Women's Day because it saw its significance, its success. In order to divert it, to water it down, to take anything to do with socialism away from it, this day was adopted. And now, in young generation, probably don't even know how this day started. What this day was aimed at. What those socialist women who decided on that wanted to achieve. What was their goals and aims? I share it here. They wanted a society free, equal, and prosperous for everyone. They wanted a society free of exploitation, oppression, hostility, and hatred between the sections of the society. What we have now under this capitalist society, which a century after that day has become even more horrendous, more horrible, more vicious, more inhumane. And this is where I like to share with you my despair and my sadness about what's happening in Iran and in the whole Middle East region. For 2.5 years, we've been witnessing a genocide, seeing on our screen small children, babies, are turned into powders by testing the new bombs. We've seen the whole region to come to ruin, millions dead, millions displaced. And now is Iran's turn. For the past week, they've carpet bombed the whole country almost. They're destroying all the infrastructures of the society. On the first day, they hit a primary school. 150 or more small little girls were perished by those bombs on their rubbles and the despair of their families. More than 1,000 have died. They hit more than 10 hospitals, two schools, sports centers, stadiums, airports. And they're still doing it. And they're still doing it on this day of 8th March 2026. The narrative of US imperialism, the West, Israel, mainstream media, is that this horrible, murderous attack on Iran is to free the Iranian people, to liberate Iranian people from a murderous regime. They are there to free women, from an Islamic regime that puts a lot of pressure and discrimination on women. This narrative is false. That regime is murderous, that I agree with. But as murderous as the attackers, I have experienced it firsthand. I've fought against it from the day of its birth. I've lost a lot of comrades, some lying in mass graves. I know this regime is murderous. I know this regime is very oppressive, a dictator, misogynist. I know that. But that's my and my Iranian people's problem to deal with. It has nothing to do with the US imperialism, Israel, or the West. Iranian people have to get rid of this regime, overthrow this regime themselves. International solidarity, by all means, that's what we need. Foreign intervention, imperialist intervention for a regime change? No. We've seen it. We've seen it over the history and also in the past 30 years. Look at the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Lebanon, and most importantly, Palestine. Don't think we are so gullible. Killing people to liberate them, murdering people to liberate them, killing small little girls in a school to liberate women? What do you take me for? Imbecile? Sorry. I'm angry, and I think rightfully. But I'm keeping hopes. I'm keeping hopes for change with the solidarity of people like you, with the solidarity of people with conscience, people who are humane. People who think of humanity, people who want to create a better world, a better society, a kinder one, a more compassionate one, a more equal one, a freer one, for everyone, for everyone. We depend on this solidarity. We need to build a strong anti-war movement to support not only people of Iran, but people of the region and Palestinians first and foremost. But we need these slogans to be able to attract everyone whose heart is with the Iranian people and against them, the both poles of murder, US, Israel, and the West, and Islamic regime. No to the war, no to the Islamic regime, no to the foreign intervention. People of Iran must decide. Thanks.